Percussionist. We're gonna have a lot of fun. As we're just warming up here, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. Tell us how it sounds, and we'll be right with you. Takeshi, Nam. Fantastic. We know it works. Well, this is so exciting, and hello, Mariam, and great to have you on the show last week. Hello, Takeshi and Narm. So wonderful to have you with us here. My name is Chris McCool from Sultans of String, and welcome to Backstage, brought to you through the help of Ontario Arts Council. This series runs Fridays at noon EST, broadcasting live from Burlington. And in just a moment, we get to chat with Naghmeh Farahmand. But first, we'd like to acknowledge and thank the many First Nations and the Métis, from the Anishinaabe to the Haudenosaunee to the Huron-Wendat to the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, for allowing us to share their traditional lands on which we feel blessed to live, work, and play. Thank you so much to Ontario Arts Council for supporting this program. And let us know in the chat where you're watching from. And if you're there, you can let us know while you're there, how it's sounding, and hit that follow button if you're on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, you can ring the bell, and you'll find out when we're playing next. So Naghmeh Farahmand is a Persian percussionist who came from a very musical family. She's the daughter of one of the leading percussion masters of Iran, Mahmoud Farahmand. Naghmeh grew up surrounded by music in a house full of drums, and she started learning Iranian traditional rhythms on tunbak from her father at the age of 6. We're going to hear some of that now. Naghmeh has performed all around the globe, including Germany, Switzerland, Japan, France, Italy, Kuwait, Austria, and London. But now we're super lucky because since 2010, Naghmeh calls Toronto, Canada, home. Welcome to the Zoom room, Naghmeh.
Thank you.
So happy to have you here.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be part of Backstage program with Sultans of Strings. Thanks, Grace, for inviting me.
Oh, well, it's been a long time coming. We played together, actually, it must have been around 2010. Remember we went to New York City?
Yes.
And you were playing with Mariam Toller, and
yes.
we were playing with, and then we got to jam together.
And then I couldn't get the visa to come to US because I had my Persian passport, Iranian passport at that time, so I needed visa. So it came to me very later than the concert.
Oh,
but now I have a Canadian citizenship.
Yay! Yay, Canada!
Yeah.
There's people tuning in all the way from across the country and even in the UK. Hello, Razi from the UK. Now, what kind of music did you grow up with in your house? Was it very traditional?
Yes, it
drumming?
was Persian traditional music. I used to watch my dad working with other great musicians and masters like Master Shajarian, Master Parviz Meshkatian, or Master Bahari. So it was very motivating for me, and I was inspired to learn tombak. I started with tombak.
That's the tombak
Yeah,
there, right?
that's the tombak. It's a Persian goblet drum. It's from goblet drum family, but it has its own style and technique. So I would see my dad teaching his students. So all of these made me to really wanted to learn tombak, and I was in love with this instrument. But as you know, as a kid, I wasn't very serious at that time. Yeah. But when I was in 12, I started learning it properly and more serious.
So I'm curious because they say if you want your child to do something, don't tell them to do it, just do it yourself. Like if you want your child to read, just read a lot. They'll see you reading, and then they'll want to read.
Yes, so I think that's what happened to me.
But how did you pick the tombak of all the instruments?
Because my dad was a tombak teacher or tombak master at that time, yeah.
Well, in the intro music, we heard your darbuka.
Yes.
Let's hear some tombak now.
Sure.
We were thinking we would maybe back you up with a little bit of sound, but you can take it away there.
Okay.
Absolutely astounding. Okay, Naghmeh,
Yes.
after the show, I'm coming in to count your fingers. It's unbelievable.
Thank you.
The amount of sounds and the textures you can make and all the subdivisions, and it's all
Thank you so
incredibly
much.
perfectly in time.
Yeah, I was gonna say tombak has a simple structure.
Yeah.
As you see, it's just a wooden body which is carved from walnut tree, and it has two sides. One side is open, the other side is covered by goat skin or camel skin. So the structure is very simple, but there are lots of variety sounds of and effects that you can make.
Yeah.
Give the performer the opportunity to make a lot of sounds and effects. And
Yeah,
this-
it's endless what you can
Yes.
do with it, which is why you're so popular. And
thank
you know, I was just listening to different clips of you online, playing with Tafel music, Canadian Arab Orchestra, Toronto Consort, Aviva Chernik, Mariam Toller's band, the Al Kahwa band. Oh, I have a picture of that here. And yeah, it's just amazing what you bring to other bands here in Toronto area, but also you teach, and that is such a great thing that you do. And I just want to show the viewers here a little bit of Naghmeh leading a percussion group in North York, just north of Toronto. That is so cool.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a bucket drumming group, only it's all dafs and tombaks. So how long have you been teaching that, and how did that community come together to learn from you?
Yeah, it's I'm teaching. It's the Sarb Academy. It's a Persian music academy which is in Yonge and Finch, and it's been 5 years I'm working there. Before COVID, I mean.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, so minus these 2 years of COVID, but so it's I can say 70% of the students are Persian, but there are also people from other culture, or I can say Canadians as well. Yes.
And when you play with all these other groups, the groups, some of the world music groups that I mentioned, are you always bringing your Persian influence to it, or are you bringing your expertise and you're trying to sound okay, I'm going to sound more like this group. I'm going to try and fit in with that vibe, or I'm going to fit in with the with the
Yeah.
Tafel music vibe, or I'm going to fit in with the Canadian Arab Orchestra vibe.
Yeah, it's like that. It's both actually. I share what I experienced and learned before in Iran, and also I learn from them a lot. Sometimes we need to listen to the music to see what's the actual groove.
Right.
And I try to sound like that with my instruments, and also working with music from other cultures inspired me to learn other instruments, percussion here, like African Udu,
Oh, nice.
like cajon from Peru, like darbuka or dumbak, Arabic darbuka. So yeah, it's learning and sharing actually.
Isn't that exactly the Canadian experience?
Yes.
Right? You bring your own culture, but you also celebrate and learn from other cultures. And then we all learn from each other. It's this incredible conversation that happens here that can happen in only a small handful of places around the globe.
Yes,
it happens
that's
in
true.
Toronto.
That's
right?
true. When I immigrated here, when I landed here, first I thought I should forget about playing Persian percussion.
No, don't do that.
But after 1 month, I started working with a Persian traditional band. But as Canada is multicultural, they also had Mariam Thaler on as a singer, because there was a song which half of it was Kurdish, half of it was Arabic. So I was so lucky to see Mariam at that day, and then we started working, and then through working with Mariam, I started to meet other great musicians.
In fact, she was on your recording that you did, which is
Yes.
available on your website, on Bandcamp, iTunes,
Yes,
pretty much
found.
everywhere. Yeah, I listened to it last night. It's really fantastic. And it was such a
Thank
treat to
you.
hear Mariam there, because she's one of our favorite singers, of
Yes,
course.
yes, my best
Also
friend.
has Ed Hanley on it. Now, the name of this CD is Unbound.
Yeah, I
And
named
I was
it
wondering-
Unbound. Yeah,
yeah.
because when I came to Canada, the environment was quite different than Iran,
Yeah.
especially for me as a woman musician. I was feeling more freedom to play, because in Iran we should be concerned about having hijab, like scarf on covering hair or covering neck. So these things will distract when you're playing music. You're always concerned, what if something appears or show up? So and all these restrictions was so hard. But when I came here, I was quite free. I was feeling that my fingers was getting unbound.
Oh.
And
And your voice.
freedom. Yes, yes.
Your voice. Because could you sing back home?
Actually, I don't sing, but there is a rule in Iran, because Iran is a Muslim country. So in Islam, they say women's voice, when they're singing, it will attract men, or it will make them excited, something like that. So women are not allowed to sing for men. So when I used to work in Iran, there was women group, and
Yeah.
I would work in that, but we would only perform for women.
Okay, so now your second album then, I'm expecting to hear you sing.
Oh, I hope so.
But there's an instrument that you're playing in the countdown music, the darbuka. And I was wondering if you would join us in a song
Sure.
with that. This is a song called El Kahira, and we'll leave a solo. Maybe we'll have Kevin solo first and then you solo. And it's a doom tuck kind of rhythm. You'll catch it right away. What a beautiful solo. Thank you. Such a great instrument, too. So you didn't start learning darbuka until you came to Canada?
Yeah, I didn't start playing darbuka. I started when I started working with Mariam Thaler.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right, yes, it fits right in. But there's another very, very, very special instrument that you brought today, and I would love
Yes.
for you to introduce, tell us a
Sure.
little bit about it. And hello, Isabel. And yeah, great to have you here, Takeshi and Randy. All right. What is this instrument?
This
Tell us about it.
instrument is called DAF, D-A-F. It's a Persian frame drum. It's actually from family of frame drum. And the only difference between this instrument and other frame drums like bendir, for example, we have bendir in Turkey. We have, now I don't have it, rik in Arabic countries, and tambourine. But this instrument has metal rings at the back. So at the same time that you're playing the instrument, you can shake the drum. So it's like, it sounds like two instruments are playing at the same time together. And it gives more variety of rhythms and techniques to the drum. So the history of this instrument is back to Sufi music, and it's actually a spiritual drum. So in Sufi ceremonies, dervishes or Sufis would sit or stand in a circle, and some would be chanting and saying zikr or praying, and some would be playing daf, but only a simple groove, and they would loop that groove, and looping that would take you to trance. And some would be doing whirling dance at the same time. Two concepts about this instrument that I really love is that when you're playing this instrument, your hands are towards sky, so it's like you're praying. And another Sufi concept is that when you can make all these metal rings dance with your rhythm, so you can play the whole universe dance with the rhythm in your heart.
Wow.
Yes.
That's very, very beautiful, very poetic. And on a practical note, if you want to take that on an airplane, I don't think that fits in the overhead compartment, right?
Yes.
It does fit? Or it doesn't?
Sometimes, if it's big, for big flights, yes,
Yeah.
it does. For long
Oh, okay.
flights, but for small flights, no. I usually give it to them to put in a closet room,
Oh,
and I
yeah,
explain about it. Also, I say that the hands are towards sky, so it's like praying, so they will be impressed.
Oh, yeah, they always want more
Impressed.
praying on an airplane. Is always a good thing. Well, let's try that instrument on this other song called Erotica for
Sure.
Mishki. And we'll do the same format, maybe a guitar solo by Kevin and then an open daft solo.
Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
okay,
sure.
here we go. Fantastic. What an amazing instrument that is. Wow. And
Thank you.
Play beautifully.
Thank you so much.
Well, it looks like we're almost out of time. We're almost wrapping up, but I want to say thanks to everyone for tuning in. This has been a real honor and a real treat for us. Thank you so much for coming and playing music with us, Naghmeh.
Thank you for having me.
And,
such a pleasure.
Yeah, and we have a few more, I think 3 more backstage programs coming up next week. We've got Emily Zhu, who's going to play Arhu with us. We've got Walid Abdul Hamid coming after that. And then finally, we've got Mark Marilyn coming in on July 8th on Backstage. And we have a few people we would like to thank. We've got, especially to our collaborators, especially Naghmeh Farahmand, and our admin team of Kevin, Lisa, Dave, Tanya, Christine, Max, Eric, our tech team of Katrina, John, and Guillermo, Rick and Marianne Chester, Steve and Brent from Yamaha Canada. We're playing through all their pedals here and instruments. Fontana, CEN Proper, and Ontario Arts Council for helping fund this program, as well as all of you for tuning in and listening and sharing. It's really wonderful. Follow Naghmeh at naghmehfarahmand.com, and we'll put that link in all of the places where you see this live stream. Check out our music. We're going to be playing a live show, Sultans of String, this Sunday, June 12th. Live in-person performance, playing in Kitchener. Music from our new Sanctuary album with Lean Hamill, Saskia Tompkins, Donnie Roberts. Oh, and we have a new photo to show it off. Thanks to John Davidson. That's the crew that we're going to be playing with in Kitchener on Sunday. And if you'd like to find out more, sultansofstring.com, and you can sign up there to keep up with the band. So support Naghmeh, buy her music, amplify her voice. Play us out, peeps. Thank you, all of you, for your comments too. Nice to see you, Louise. Lots of love from all of us to all of you out there. Take good care of each other, and we look forward to seeing you on the road. Thank you.